the State of Business on Art Television. I'm Heshain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Government reduces the import tax on wheat flour in order to control the price during the festive season. Cabinet of Ministers approved a proposal for employment opportunities for O-level qualified youths. News in detail. The Cabinet of Ministers has decided to temporarily reduce the import tax on wheat flour in order to control its price during the festive season. This was one of the key cabinet decisions announced at the media briefing held today to inform the cabinet decisions, which was preceded over by co-cabinet spokesperson Minister Dr. Ramesh Pathirana and Minister of Education, Sports and Youth Affairs Dallas Alahaperuma.
Co-Cabinet spokesperson Minister Dr. Ramesh Pathirana highlighted that the Cabinet has given the nod to establish a multi-purpose development task force in next January covering all Gramanildari divisions. The government has planned to recruit about 100,000 youngsters who have passed GCE ordinary level exam along with 6 months training program given to them. Meanwhile, Minister Pathirana noted that government is aware that the prices of rice during the festive season is a bit high and that the reduction of import tax on flour was also influenced by this. Explaining further, he noted that the Cabinet has decided to impose a maximum retail price of 98 rupees for rice, while also stating that steps are being taken to convert paddy from the Maha season into rice. The minister assured that sufficient stocks of rice would be released to the market in the festive days and that the price of rice would gradually go down within a month.
There was a gazette notification issued in this May. It fixed Nadu at 84 and Samba at 85. Now you have increased this up to 98 rupees. Now what will happen to that gazette notification? Is it remains so? What is the position of it?
Considering the acute shortage in the market, having had discussions with the different stakeholders, for the time being we have put that ceiling for 98 rupees, but we want to ensure that as early as possible, once we receive the harvest of this particular period, we want to ensure that we convert that to rice as early as possible, and at the same time, as a parallel measure, we have reduced the taxes for importation of wheat flour. So we believe that yes, you are accurate in relation to the previous gazette notification of 85 rupees, but we regret the fact that people have to go through hardships, and also we have taken measures to ensure that we'll bring down the prices as early as possible.
Meanwhile, Cabinet of Ministers has also approved key proposals pertaining to the education and higher education sectors of the country.
As proposed by the Ministry of Education, Cabinet of Ministers has approved to increase the number of national schools to 1,000 in the country. The Education Ministry has decided to develop selected 3 schools in every divisional secretariat and advance them to national schools, and a committee has been appointed to identify the schools that require the upgrade. Further, it has been decided to commence a trilingual national school with all the facilities in each district and to commence 20 such schools within 2 years. Meanwhile, the Cabinet of Ministers gave the nod to introduce a new school-based scientific methodology to regulate admission to state universities instead of the current district-based IZEDSCO system. Hence, a proposal to appoint an expert committee to provide recommendations to replace the IZEDSCO system with a new scientific method has been approved by the Cabinet.
The 2019 Human Development Report released by the United Nations Development Programme says Sri Lanka's Human Development Index value for 2018 is 0.78, which puts the country in the high human development category, positioning it at 71 out of 189 countries and territories. Thus, the 2019 Human Development Report launched on last Tuesday in Colombo is titled as Beyond Income, Beyond Averages and Beyond Today Inequalities in Human Development in the 21st Century.
The 2019 Human Development Report highlights that the Asia-Pacific region has witnessed the steepest rise globally in human development. It leads the world in access to broadband internet and is gaining on more developed regions in life expectancy, education and access to health care. Yet it also says the next generation of inequalities are emerging, particularly around technology, higher education and climate resilience. According to the reports of Human Development Index, no other region has experienced such rapid human development process. South Asia was the fastest growing region with 46% growth over the period of 1990 to 2018, followed by East Asia and the Pacific at 43%. Also speaking at the launch, the resident coordinator of the United Nations, Hannah Singer, stated the UN in Sri Lanka is working towards ensuring fair and inclusive development while ensuring that the rights of every citizen are upheld in the journey towards helping Sri Lanka achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
As the report notes, the effects of climate change deepen existing social and economic fault lines. Inequality and climate crises are interwoven, from emissions and impacts to policies and resilience. Climate change will hurt human development in many ways beyond crop failure and natural disasters. So we are looking to urgently build the resilience to climate change and working closely with the government to promote the prioritization and the integration of climate change approaches across government, and to prevent further vulnerability to the impact of extreme weather events and protect Sri Lanka's development goals. This includes not only supporting the development of national climate change policies and planning, but also ensuring climate change adaptation practices and strategies are employed effectively, both at the regional and local levels.
Addressing further, Hannah Singer stated that the policies should place people at the heart of decision-making in order to eliminate the rising inequality of the society.
Now, the report also focused that there is a need on technology, including in the form of renewable and energy efficiency, digital finance, and digital health solution. All this offers a glimpse of how the future of inequality may break from the past if opportunities can be seized quickly and shared broadly. Policies matter for inequalities, and inequalities also matter for policies. The human development lens, placing people at the heart of the decision-making, is central to open a new window of how to approach inequality, asking why and when it matters, how it manifests itself, and how best to tackle it. This is the conversation that everyone and every society must have.
And stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break. And welcome back after the break. Well-known emerging markets investor Dr. Mark Mobius stresses that Sri Lankan government should make the state-owned enterprises market-friendly and list them on the stock exchange. Addressing an exclusive forum hosted on Cinnamon Life last Tuesday, Dr. Mobius went on to say that the transparency of the state-owned enterprises should be increased.
Now I realize the government is faced with the debts and they faced with expenditures that they have to make. But in that context, they have to think of new ways to raise capital and to reduce government spending. And the way to do that is to start bringing state enterprises to the market. So the degree to which you expose government enterprises to the market is really a big step in the right direction. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean privatization. It doesn't mean giving away the crown jewels of the country. What it means is exposing government companies to the strong light of visibility, exposure. Yes. So in other words, if you list, let's say, the life insurance company owned by the government, immediately the balance sheet, the profit and loss statement becomes public and exposed, and you begin to get improvements. So I think that is one big step in the right direction.
Dr. Mark Mobius also highlighted that Sri Lanka should make its tourist arrivals target more ambitious by increasing it up to 10 million a year without placing it around 2 or 3 million, especially attracting more tourists from neighboring countries like India and China.
Someone asked me about tourism here in Sri Lanka, and I said, you know, you people should not be doing 2 or 3 million a year. You should be doing 10 million a year plus. And the reason why I said that is because the fact that you have north of you a billion people in India, you have friendly relations with China, another billion, so the tourist potential is incredible. These people are beginning to travel more and more.
The Scaling Up Nutrition Business Network, led by the United Nations World Food Programme, brought together 30 leading Sri Lankan businesses to pledge their support for 3 important agendas such as improving workplace health and nutrition efforts, producing healthy food and promoting healthy food consumption.
A global network spanning 41 countries, the Scaling Up Nutrition Business Network aims to reduce malnutrition in all its forms through engaging and supporting businesses to act, invest and innovate in responsible and sustainable actions and operations to improve nutrition. Recognizing the critical role of the private sector in providing solutions to health and nutrition issues, World Food Programme helped establish Sun Business Network in March 2019 to address the gap between rapid national economic growth and stagnant malnutrition rates. Accordingly, the meeting with 30 leading Sri Lankan businesses considered Sri Lanka members' specific action plans for 2020 as part of a larger strategy going forward, including establishing common goals and results for collaboration between all stakeholders over the next 2 years. Explaining further on this initiative, WFP representative in Sri Lanka, Brenda Barton, said convening, assessing and advocating for nutrition is more important than ever before, with the country facing a nutritional double burden where undernutrition rates unchanged for over a decade in addition to soaring rates of overweight and obesity.
Peace Expo and Colombo Food Fest 2019, organized by the Road to Rights local youth-led organization, will be held in this weekend at Independence Square in Colombo.
Peace Expo 2019 is a unique 2-day event launched in 2016 as part of the UN Sustainable Development Goals Action Campaign activities. The event is spearheaded by the Road to Rights, a local youth-led organization that engages in advancing sustainable development goals through a human rights approach. Peace Expo 2019 will provide an opportunity to celebrate the International Human Rights Day. The event will also serve as a forum to discuss issues in terms of sustainable development goals and other related community issues as the SDG Media Zone. As part of this initiative, the Road to Rights is looking forward to introduce the SDG Celebrity Ambassador Program, where celebrities will pledge their support to spread awareness and advocate for 17 SDGs. The food festival, which is happening concurrently with Peace Expo 2019, will be a youth and family-friendly food festival featuring independent vendors selling various kinds of food, restaurants and hotels.
Stay tuned for stock updates. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all share price index gained 39.46 points to close at 6,099.66, and the S&P SL20 gained 9.98 points to close at 2,955.22. The turnover was 440 million rupees and over 21 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all news for today. Do join us tomorrow with State of Business. Until then, take care. Good night.